कृष्ण प्राप्ति होय जहा होते श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति गुरुमुख पद्म वाक्य चिठते कोरिया क्या और ना कोरी हो मने आशा और ना कोरी हो मने आशा श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति श्री गुरु चरणे रति ऐसे उत्तम गति जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा जे प्रसादे पूरे सर्व आशा चक्कुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से चक्कुदान दिलो जय चक्कुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो दिव्य ज्ञान हृदय प्रकाशितो प्रेमा भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाशायाते प्रेमा भक्ति जहा होते अविद्या विनाशायाते लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना वेद गाय जहर चरितो श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु श्री गुरु करुणा सिंधु अधम जनर बंधु लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना लोकनाथ लोकेरा जीवाना हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया ए बेजाश गुशु त्रिभुवाना ए बेजाश गुशु त्रिभुवाना हा हा प्रभु करो दया देहो मोरे पद छाया Ebe jash gushuk tribhuvana Srila Gurudev loilo sharana Srila Gurudev patita pavana Jayo Gurudeva 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 Srila Gurudeva Jayo Jayo Gurudev 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 Jayo Jayo Gurudev Jayo Jayo Gurudev 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 Jayo Jayo Gurudev Gurudev Jayo Jayo Gurudev Srila Gurudev ki jai Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Sankarshan Das Adhikarin Iti Namine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Iti namine Namo Prabhupadanuga Prema Murti Kripatmane Gaura Desha Vikasartha Uttama Bhakti Varshine Prabhupadanuga Prema Murti Kripatmane Gauradesha Vikasartha Uttama Bhakti Varshine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namaste Saraswate Deve Paschatya Deshatarine Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा जय श्री गौर भक्त वृंदा भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा भज श्री भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरा भक्त वृंदा भज श्री कृष्ण भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा भज श्री कृष्ण श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद भज श्री कृष्ण भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु गौरा भक्त वृंदा भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य गौर भक्त वृंद भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद भज श्री कृष्ण भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद भज श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jayo Gurudeva, Jayo Gurudeva. Jayo Gurudev, Jayo Gurudev. Jayo Prabhupada, Jayo Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bol. Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Gurudev ki, Srila Gurudev Vyasa Puja Maha Mahotsav ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.
Really fantastic.
This ceremony is called Vyasa Puja. Vyasa means the original author of Vedic literature. He is incarnation of Narayan. He gave us all Vedic knowledge. He received the knowledge from Narada. Narada received the knowledge from Brahma. Brahma received the knowledge from Krishna. So, in this way, by disciplic succession, we get transcendental knowledge. So Vyasdev, formally, before Vyasdev, say 5,000 years ago, before that time, there was no need of written literature. People were so sharp in their memory that whatever they would hear from the spiritual master, they would remember for life. The memory was so sharp. But in this age, it is called Kali Yuga, we are reducing our bodily strength, our memory, power of memorizing, our feelings of sympathy for others, compassion, age, duration of life, religious propensities. In this way, in this age, we are reducing everything. Every one of you can understand very easily. Normally, if somebody is attacked by another man, many persons will come to help him. Why this man is attacked? But at the present moment, if one man is attacked, the passers-by will not care for it, because they have lost their sympathy or mercifulness for others. Our neighbor may starve, but we don't care for it. But formally, the sympathy for other living entities, even for an ant, just like Maharaj Parikshit, when he was touring on his kingdom, he saw that one man was trying to kill a cow. Parikshit Maharaj saw, immediately he took his sword, said, "Who are you? You are killing a cow in my kingdom." Because the king is supposed, or the government is supposed to give everyone protection. Not that the government is meant for giving protection to the human being, not to the animals. Because it is Kali Yuga, the government discriminates between two nationals. National means one who has taken birth in the land, that is called national. That is, you know everyone. So, the trees, they are also born in the land. The aquatics also born in the land. The flies, the reptiles, the snakes, the birds, the bees, human beings, everyone is born in that land. Suppose your land, America, United States. Why the government should give protection to one class of living entities, rejecting others? This means they have lost their sympathy for others. This is Kali Yuga. Formerly, before Kali Yuga, unnecessarily, even an ant would not be killed. Even an ant. There are many instances that a hunter who was taking advantage of killing animals, but when he became a devotee, he was not prepared to kill even an ant. So, the Krishna consciousness movement is so nice that it makes a person perfect in everything. Perfect in knowledge, perfect in strength, perfect in age, everything. We need so many things. So, this perfection of life, the process how to make life perfect, is coming down from Krishna. Krishna is the origin of everything. Therefore the knowledge of perfection is also coming from him. And periodically means after millions and millions of years, Krishna comes. He comes once in a day of Brahma. So, Brahma's days, even one day, the span of one day, it is very difficult to calculate. Sahasra juga parjantam maraha jad brahmano vidu. The Brahmas, one day means about 433 millions of years. So in each day of Brahma, Krishna comes. Once in a day. That means after a period of 433 millions of years, he comes. Why? To give perfect knowledge of life. How a human being should live to make his life perfect. His life perfect. So, the Bhagavad-Gita is there, spoken by Krishna in this millennium, in this day. Now, Brahma's one day, we are passing through the 28th million. In Brahma's days, there are 71 Manus. And one Manu leaves for, that is also many millions of years. 72 many. So we are not interested now about calculation, the perfect knowledge. This perfect knowledge comes from God or Krishna, and it is distributed by parampara system, by disciplic succession. The example is, just there a mango tree, on the top of the mango tree, there is a very ripened fruit, and that fruit has to be tasted. So if I drop the fruit from up, it will be lost. Therefore, it is handed over after one.
Carefully handed down, that mango is carefully handed down.
So all Vedic process of knowledge is taken from the authority. And it comes down through disciplic succession. Just like I have already explained, Krishna gives the knowledge, perfect knowledge, to Brahma, and Brahma gives the knowledge to Narada. Narada gives the knowledge to Vyasa. Vyasa gives the knowledge to Madhyacharya. Madhyacharya gives the knowledge to his disciplic succession. Later on to Madhavendra Puri. Madhavendra Puri gives that knowledge to Ishwar Puri. Ishwar Puri gives that knowledge to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya. He delivers that knowledge to his immediate disciples, 6 Goswamis. The 6 Goswamis delivers the knowledge to Srinivasa Acharya, Jiva Goswami, then Kaviraj Goswami, then Vishwanath Chakravarti, then Jagannath Das Babaji, then Bhaktivinoda Thakur, then Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, then my spiritual master, Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati, then we are distributing the same knowledge.
Jai Prabhupada!
We don't manufacture knowledge. Because how we can manufacture? Perfect knowledge means I must be perfect. But I am not perfect. Every one of us, when I was speaking, because we are not perfect, because in our conditional life we have got 4 defects. The first defect is that we commit mistake. Any one of us who are sitting here, nobody can vouchsafe that he has not committed any mistake in life. No, that is natural. To err is human. In our country, even a personality like Mahatma Gandhi, he committed so many mistakes. So to commit mistake is not unusual, it is usual for any man. Then again, what is illusion? Illusion means accepting something for something. Just like every one of us, we accept this body as ourselves. But actually we are not. Everyone. On this bodily concept of life, the whole trouble is there in the world. I am thinking Indian, you are thinking American, he is thinking dog, he is thinking cat. Because on this body concept of life. So this is illusion. Because I am not this body, you are not this body. Because at the time of death we can understand the body is there, but my relative is crying, oh, my son is gone, my father is gone. Where is gone? The body is there. Where is your father gone? No. Then we can, after death we can understand that my father or my son was not this body, he was something else. So this is called illusion. So mistake, illusion and cheating. Everyone wants to cheat others. This is the dealing. Suppose we are businessmen making some agreement. So I am trying to make the agreement in my favor. You are trying to make the agreement in your favor. I am thinking, I have cheated this person. I am so clever. You see? So the cheating propensity is there. Even we hide something. Even the husband and wife, we cheat one another. What to speak of? Man, even sometimes father and son. What to speak of other reason? The cheating propensity. The first that we commit mistake, we are illusion, we cheat, and at the end, all our senses are imperfect. Just like we are very much proud of seeing. Everyone says, can you show me? I want to see. And what you can see? What is the power of seeing? If it's at night, if there is no sunshine, you cannot see. So what is the use of your seeing? If there is a wall, you cannot see what is beyond the wall. You are seeing every day the sun, but this, we are seeing just like a small disc. But actually, it is 1400,000 times bigger than the sun. Similarly, we cannot see, which is situated very long distance. We cannot see even the eyelid.
You can see the eyelids, you can't see.
Which is actually with the eyes, but you cannot see. In this way, if you study, every one of your senses will find imperfect. So your senses are imperfect. You are cheating, you are illusion, and you commit mistake, how you can give perfect knowledge? Therefore, don't accept any knowledge from an imperfect personality. That is because that is imperfect knowledge. What is the use of that knowledge? Theorizing. No theory. We want to know fact. That is perfect knowledge. So that perfect knowledge can come from God. And one who distributes that knowledge exactly as God has said, he is perfect. Just like a postman comes and delivers you, say $100. So he is not delivering that $100. Your friend has sent you $100 and his business is to hand over that $100 as it is without any change, without taking $1 from it. No. Or adding. No addition, no subtraction. His honesty, his perfection is that he delivers you that $100 which is sent by your friend. That is his honest perfection. He may be imperfect in so many other ways, but when he does his business perfectly, he is perfect.
That's the bona fide spiritual master.
Similarly, this Vyasa Puja means we receive perfect knowledge from Krishna through the agency of spiritual master. So, this Vyasa Puja means one day in a year on the birthday of the spiritual master, because he is representative of Vyasa, he is delivering the same knowledge which has come down by disciplic succession without any change. He is offered the respect. This is called Vyasa. And the spiritual master receives all honor, all contribution on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not for his person. Just like in our country, when there was British rule, there was a viceroy and a king's representative. So naturally, when Viceroy used to go to some meeting, many people used to present valuable jewels, because just to honor him. But the law was that not a single of the jewels or contribution the Viceroy could touch. It was going to the royal treasury. The Viceroy could accept on behalf of the king all contribution, but it goes to the king. Similarly, this day, Vyasa Puja day, whatever honor, contribution and feelings is being offered to the spiritual master, it is, again, as we have received the knowledge from upwards, similarly, this respect also goes from downward to the upward. This is the person. So, as the spiritual master is teacher of the student, he has to teach the disciple how to send back his respect and contribution to God. This is called Vyasa. So, spiritual master is respected as good as God. Why? Sakshad harittena samasta shastrai. They have already chanted the song Samasta Shastri, in all Vedic literature. Samasta, all. Samasta means all. Shastra means Vedic literature. All the Shastras in Vedic literature, they have declared that spiritual master is as good as God. Not God, but as good as God. The Mayavadi, they think that the spiritual master is also God. No, we Vaishnava, we don't accept that theory. But actually how a man can become God? No. But because he is God's representative, he is honored as God. Not that he has become God. Kintu Prabhu priya evatas. Just like you have got his dear son. If somebody pats your son, even pats your dog, you become pleased.
Spiritual master is the dog of God.
So the spiritual master is very confidential servant, dog of God. Therefore, if you can please him, just saprasada, the Bhagavad prasada. If you can please the spiritual master, then God is pleased. Just like your small child. If somebody pleases the child, you become automatically pleased. You can please the child with a 2-cent worth lozenges. But to please you, it may require thousands of dollars. So you can finish the business by offering a lozenges. So this is the position of spiritual master. Don't misunderstand that this person is sitting very comfortably and taking all honors and contributions. It is needed just to teach them how to respect the representative of God. This is the sum and substance of Vyasa Puja. Thank you.
Jai Prabhupada. It was a glorious day, being there with Prabhupada. It was to hear that lecture. Okay. Thank you all for coming, and now we can, what's the next program?
Prayer and His grace, or His divine grace for today, and Sankarshan Das Adhikari. I'm not sure how long I have to speak. Okay, he's blessing me with some time. What's your name? Dvijamani Gaura Prabhu. Okay. His Holiness Giriraj Swami once told me that if somebody is born in the West, sometimes they say white-bodied. And if such a person marries an Indian-bodied lady, he is marrying for self-realization. You with me? Yeah. So I used to visit Texas as a brahmachari. I entered the sannyasa ashram in 2009, which is about 12, 13 years ago. And sometimes I used to go to Dallas, but I think you are based in Austin, right? Austin, Texas? You're based there. Correct? Yeah. So earlier on, His Divine Grace, Sankarshan Das Adhikari, was mentioning that in 1971 he was a brahmachari and he heard this amazing lecture by Srila Prabhupada, which he played for us today, which is most appropriate for the occasion. Then I believe subsequently he entered the Grihastha ashram But disciples of Srila Prabhupada don't enter Grihastha ashram because he married for self-realization. And you could say in one sense, in another lecture, Srila Prabhupada coined a new phrase, which is a little bit beyond Dharma Shastra. But Prabhupada could do that. And Prabhupada said that my disciples are Grihastha Brahmacharis. He actually coined that phrase. So, being a brahmachari way back from 1971, Sankarshan Prabhu, and then sort of entered, not really Grihastha ashram. Prabhupada calls it Grihastha Brahmachari. Because when even I joined in the early 80s, some 40 years ago, we all lived in temples. There's no such thing as a devotee living in the congregation. That came later in the 90s. So you can see the formative stages of both our Guru Patni, Mother Vishnu Priya, and our Gurudev here. They just simply live for the mission in the sense of the consciousness of Srila Prabhupada. He also lived for the mission. And it's even more appropriate that from Brahmachari ashram I went straight into the sannyas ashram. However, I have no experience, even from birth, about Grihastha life, or for that matter, Vanaprastha life. So if somebody asks me for advice, I may just say, why don't you just take sannyas? Which is impractical and inappropriate. So Srila Prabhupada does mention, even if I say Grihastha Brahmachari, but Srila Prabhupada also does mention that even his own disciples who were married, they lived separately in the ashram. They didn't live together. So there was no question of sannyas or even vanaprastha. You just lived on the order and the mission and to please the spiritual master, especially for all of us as disciples and grand disciples, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So when Srila Prabhupada said that a Western or white-bodied person marries an Indian-bodied person, they're marrying for self-realization. And it's appropriate, that's how he started his preaching. The self-realization course? Yeah. Is it called Science of Self-Realization or Self-Realization course? Ultimate Self-Realization. I saw your website, so I forget the exact. Ultimate Self-Realization. Yeah. So when we see the verse, Tadvidi pranipatyana pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tatvadashina. It clearly expresses in that verse that you have to approach somebody who is self-realized. So the ultimate self-realization course must come from a person who's already self-realized. Otherwise, how would it work? And at the same time, you can judge a person's consciousness by the fruits, all of you. And maybe all of you are watching online or something, all over the world. Yeah. So it is so appropriate that our movement has moved in another direction, not much ashram-based or temple-based devotees, and it has moved exponentially so widely into the congregational-based situation. And what better spiritual mentors and spiritual guides you can have in terms of whether it's a grihastha brahmachari, whether it's vanaprastha, because they already self-realized in their realization, in their wisdom, and in the practicality of giving sound direction and instructions to those who are situated as devotees in the congregation. So we are blessed in ISKCON by so many amazing, wonderful devotees. I've just seen His Grace Khatu Prabhu has just joined us. Khatu Prabhu is there. He can come to the front if he wants. In the same mood, but I believe Sankarshan Das Adhikari has paved the way for such devotees as Khatu Prabhu and others to actually take up this thankless service of adopting sons and daughters on behalf of Srila Prabhupada and on behalf of Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It's not easy. It's not easy service to do. It's thankless. It's thankless. One time His Holiness Giriraj Swami and I were discussing about initiation or initiating disciples. And as part of our conversation, this was years ago, probably 10 years ago or so, he was making the point that it is much easier to be married and have your own children because you'll know them from birth. Their ways, their natures, and how to groom them up. But he said it is very difficult to adopt adult children on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or in the disciplic succession and children. It's very difficult because you'll get to know more about them mainly after they initiated. What's happening. So it's not so easy to do such a thankless service. But you can make it easier, especially on occasions like Shri Vyasa Puja for the Guru Pati and the Guru Patni. You can make it easier by becoming more serious and following their example and following the instructions and so forth. Now, I see them through the consciousness of the initiated disciples. So I'm from South Africa and Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu and Mother Vishnu Priya, where they visit, they have disciples there. And they also have disciples in Mauritius and also in Toronto. So I don't mention particular names, but in my association with them, you can easily judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. Easily. Yeah. They're very dedicated, especially his disciples are very dedicated to the local ISKCON temples, and they perform tons of service. And I might say, in inverted commas, and I take advantage of them accepting their services to me also. And practically speaking, the disciples of Sankarshan Prabhu and Guru Patni, Mother Vishnu Priya, they don't need much training, especially when they serve me. They really know the Vaishnav culture and the Krishna conscious culture of how to serve others. And that comes through the disciplic succession, and that comes especially through the initiating Guru and the Guru Patni in that sense. So I'm very pleased and with their efforts to engage in Srila Prabhupada's mission and bring pleasure to their spiritual masters and also bring pleasure to their Guru Patni, Mother Vishnu Priya. So thank you very much for having me here, and I hope I didn't overstep my time. Is that okay? That's fine. His grace is, for today, is Divine Grace, Sankarshan Das Adhikari ki Jai. Her Grace, Mother Vishnu Priya ki Jai. Shri Vyasa Puja Mahamotsava ki Jai. Ananta Kodi Vaishnav Vrinda ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Go Premanande.
Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesh Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So, today is the most auspicious day as Sriman Sankarshan Prabhu appeared on this globe to deliver so many fallen conditioned souls. I am one of those fortunate now is better. Now is looks like I am also one of those fallen conditioned souls whom he gave association in early days. I can recall as far as 1978, 9, 80, those years. Book distribution was prominent those days. Prabhupada was pushing book distribution. So, he was His grace, His divine grace. Sankarshan Prabhu was one of the leading book distributor. As far as I recall, across America, traveling, I think he had a mobile home, if I recall, isn't it? He had a mobile home? No? Yep. Yeah. So, all across the nation, he would distribute books and engage other people distribute books. So that was very wonderful. In bulk, distribution of a book in bulk. So that was wonderful seva to Srila Prabhupada. And also Mataji, Her Grace Vishnu Priya Mataji. I also recall her from Toronto. And she had a, I think, elder sister or Vishmaka is younger or older? Older sister, Vishmaka. So they were situated in Bari after Prabhupada left. She was Vishmaka, her grace. And our initiation, she was second initiated and we were first. Oh, okay. Vishmaka Mataji, her grace. She took first initiation with us in Toronto. So we know them back up to 70, starting from 70, late 70s. So he was very prominent figure on a preaching field, traveling and preaching. And sometimes I would travel also for preaching. So as long as early days, I recall that he was always on go. And recently, as we all know, the biggest contribution he has is online preaching. And most of us, most of you, must be a devotee because of his online preaching efforts. So that's wonderful seva. He grabbed the mood of online preaching because that's the kind of change was coming on this globe, online preaching. So he has many followers through that program, preaching program online. And he's even today, he's online all the time. That's wonderful. That's the way to go, actually. Very intelligent idea. He has many followings online, up to 26, 8, maybe 30,000 followers on online. So that's wonderful, preaching. So, yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunaistatra samasate sura harao bhaktasya kuto mahadguna swarupena dhavato bahi. So, he possesses all the divine qualities that Vaishnava imbibes. Sum total of all demigods' qualities. Yasyasti bhakti bhagavati akinchana sarvai gunais tatra samasate sura. Sura, demigods. He manifests all these divine qualities: compassion, humility, tolerance, tolerating all kind of people, and pushing Krishna consciousness throughout the globe. So, who can describe his divine qualities? Wonderful personality, as we can see, divine personality. Good example for me, at least. Very good example to follow. Of course, I can't follow as much as he can expect, but good example to follow. So, he is a good writer also. I have his books, 4-5 of them, 4-5 of them books. He has written close to 10 or over books, which is saving grace for conditioned souls. Very nicely designed, inline design for the books, and every sentence, every word is unique and very simple to understand, no complicated, very, very simple language and straight line message. Wonderful books and CDs. CDs are out of fashion now, but nice CDs I had, and now other technology, chips and everything. So he has adapted all the ways and means of preaching very nicely, and that's a intelligence, very big intelligent, big head, wonderful. Prabhupada also wrote so many books, and he's trying to follow His Divine Grace footstep. So time to come, I'm sure many books to come, and we can get benefited by that. Because books are the basis. Books will preach. Prabhupada says, what your 1 hour lecture will do, what it will do, if you give my books to anybody, it will penetrate in his consciousness and will change his heart. And that's a book. And he is following Srila Prabhupada wonderfully. So I don't want to take much of the time, but as I said, he is the ocean of qualities which I can at least follow. And I'm praying at his divine lotus feet to keep me included in his mercy that he's distributing. So I am that fallen soul looking for his divine mercy. So thank you very much. Please do so. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
His Grace Sankarshan Prabhu ki. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chaksurun Militam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanya Manobhistam Thapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Jadati Swaparandikam Adadanaschanandan Thairidam Yache Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambujo Dulisyam Janma Janmani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpatrubhishta Kripasindu Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. So this is a very auspicious day. We're in the 10th day of the dark half of the month of Damodar, everyone's favorite month. Every day we're relishing the wonderful Damodar Astakam. So this is auspicious month, auspicious day. The place is also auspicious. We're here in Sri Vrindavan Dham, where even today, for those who have the eyes to see, Radha and Krishna's pastimes are still going on. And in that Vrindavan, we're in a very auspicious place called Ramanreti, where the enjoyable sands where Krishna and Balaram used to sport. And at Ramanreti, there's a beautiful temple for Sri Sri Krishna Balaram, established by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. So everything is totally auspicious. And we're gathered here to honor 75th. I can't imagine, I'm just 73, I can't imagine 75 anymore. 75th birth anniversary of Srila Sankarshan Prabhu. So everything is totally auspicious. So our connection goes way back. At that time, I had been sent to Dallas to open up a temple, and we decided to have a Lord Chaitanya festival for Gaur Purnima. And we made this big murti of Lord Chaitanya that had spinning wheels, so it would spin around, and we came to Lee Park. So that time, there was a wonderful devotee named Vishnu Jan Maharaj. He had just started a temple in Austin, Texas. He told that Prabhupada said, open up at least 10 temples. And just like all of you know, Indra Prabhu, in our time, it was Vishnu Jan Maharaj. There was, even if I don't even recognize it as Vishnu Jan leading the kirtan, if I hear his kirtan, my hairs stand on it. So he came up from Austin with a couple of new devotees, with all the Austin devotees, whatever there was there, and 2 new devotees. I can't even remember. I don't remember Sankarshan's name before. Bhakta Steve and Ron the Bead Man. Huh?
Steve and Ron the Bead Man.
Yeah, Ron the Bead Man. What did he finally become? Parasara?
And then Chris became Dr. Chris.
So that must have been sometime around Gaur Purnima 1971, huh?
1971.
Exactly. So, very long time ago. So he was very enthusiastic, especially Vishnu Jan was leading these nice kirtans, and Vishnu Jan's lectures. You would just sit on the edge of your seat to hear Vishnu Jan speak. So that was our first contact. And that Gaur Purnima festival, we wrote to Srila Prabhupada. We were very proud that we estimate at least 2,000 people had come for the festival. And Prabhupada wrote back to us, he says, very nice. I'm here in Bombay doing lecture series for 1 week. Every night, 30,000 people are coming. So then later we went off to Los Angeles and Portland and South America. We always tried to keep track. We found out that Bhakta Steve became Sankarshan Das, and he was doing wonderful preaching. Just we heard Krata Prabhu explaining everything. And because the name that Srila Prabhupada gave him, Sankarshan. You may know, akarshan means to attract. Just like we've heard that the word Krishna comes from this word karshan. So it's Sankarshan, complete attraction. So even from the beginning, we were attracted to Sankarshan Prabhu, Bhakta Steve, and over the years we continue our attraction. And we see that so many wonderful devotees have come here, attracted, and we just heard Akrata say, so many followers on the internet. This is a new field of preaching. So many people are being Sankarshan, attracted to the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada. And every time I listen, he's real Prabhupada man. Whenever I listen to his lectures, he so nicely repeats exactly what Prabhupada said. Because this is the main quality of Guru, that he repeats whatever his spiritual master and the previous acharyas have spoken. So this is very auspicious place, very auspicious day. This is, I can't even remember the last time I was at a Vyasa Puja where the person we were glorifying was personally present. Because most of the time here in Vrindavan we just see the picture. So this is very, most wonderful Vyasa Puja for me. And we're very happy, and we glad for all of you who are his disciples. You're following very wonderful devotee who will teach you exactly what Prabhupada wanted us to do, and we'll all go back to home, back to Godhead, and dance with Krishna in the spiritual sky. So we just pray at the lotus feet of Sankarshan Prabhu that somehow we also get a little bit of his mercy so that we can also attract people to Krishna and Srila Prabhupada. We won't take much time because many people I see, I haven't seen this many people for a long time. So we just pray for his mercy on this auspicious day in this auspicious place. Hare Krishna. Srila Sankarshan Das Adhikari Prabhu ki.
Here is class. Every sentence is so important for me. So please give mercy so I can keep on hearing. And I'm happy that Vishnu Priya and Sankarshan Prabhu preaching, both of them preaching together so nicely. So I'm learning from them to follow them like they do. I try to help my husband as much as I can, but I cannot help like Vishnu Priya. I know her from Toronto, 77, and she was decorating Jagannath Rath Yatra. And after she became a devotee, his sister was my friend, so it was very nice to have her association. And I'm learning from you every minute how to worship the Didi. She worships the Didi, sewing, and so nicely everything. And they both work together very nicely. So please, I'm praying that I can do the same thing by your mercy. Thank you very much. I don't want to take much time.
Dvijamani Gowda Das, originally from USA. I live now in Lithuania, country in Eastern Europe, and I'll be speaking on behalf of the Lithuanian Yatra. So our Gurudev, Sankarshan Prabhuji, he has many followers all around the world, and especially in Lithuania, there is a close-knit community of followers and disciples whose lives he has touched and changed. And I'm fortunate enough to have been transferred there in an attempt to do some service to the Vaishnavas for my spiritual master. And I can say that year by year, I feel more and more fortunate to have such a spiritual master as I do. I can't claim to be a proper disciple, but I'm making efforts as much as I can every day. And because I see that my spiritual master is a very exalted personality. He has faithfully followed Srila Prabhupada with his words, with his activities, and with his thoughts in all circumstances. And his wife, known to us as Srimati Guru Mata, is of equal caliber devotee. So we are very fortunate disciples to have two gurus to give us the shelter. And there is sometimes a phase in the life of a devotee when he wants to jump ahead, because we live in a time when things are expected to come quickly. So I know myself, being impatient, I have at times tried to attempt to crash the gates of the kingdom of God, you could say. But my spiritual master has always cautioned me and helped me understand my position through corrections, through loving guidance, through chastisements, also coming through Guru Mata. And I consider my spiritual master to be most qualified, because just as a physician does not let the patient become completely free until he is free of his disease, right? A good physician will make sure that all traces of the disease are out of the body before he allows the patient to eat and do what he likes. So my spiritual master, being a very, very stalwart follower of His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, can see my consciousness and he carefully guides me. And I cannot imagine a greater fortune than that. And he always tells us, he entreats us, become a sage, become sober. Take Srila Prabhupada's books as your guiding light in this life, and you will never be disappointed at any stage. So our spiritual master has this quality of gravity. He's most grave. He never loses focus of the purpose of everything he's doing. And at the same time, he's most jolly. He's happy. And we feel that in his presence. And that inspires us in our service. Although as time goes on and I see that I have many anarthas and impurities and material desires in my heart, I am so confident of reaching the goal of Krishna consciousness and rejoining the Supreme Lord and His beloved devotees in the spiritual world because of my spiritual master's protection and care. And to feel that confidence is the greatest boon in my life, because it gives purpose. And I'm praying to all the assembled Vaishnavas, I'm asking you to please bless me that I can become as stalwart a servant of my spiritual master as he is for Srila Prabhupada, and as my Guru Mata is for her spiritual master and Srila Prabhupada. So thank you for your lending an ear to this insignificant person. Thank you. Srila Gurudev ki, Shrimati Guru Mata ki.
नम ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दासाधिकारी नीति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुग प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौरदेश विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणि ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखय चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. Thank you, Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Guru Mata, for providing an opportunity to speak a few words for my own purification. It's a glorious day, it's a wonderful day today on His Divine Grace's 75th Vyasa Puja. I was called unprepared, so just thinking what to speak. Actually, it has been 3 years since I've personally seen you, Srila Gurudev, and the separation has been very painful. Due to the COVID and what the whole world has been going through, and this 3 years has been very difficult for us, especially the devotees from Australia, where you visit twice every year, and we've been bereft of your personal association. But what happened was, during these 3 years, something wonderful happened. We were able to see you and hear you every day, and hear Guru Mata every day. Probably from Mangalarti time, Mangalarti, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita classes, it was almost like you were live 24/7. And to live a life like that is really difficult, to have a camera always being shown on you and show an example. So I learned how you show us by example, Srila Gurudev, that and I know you've been through very difficult times because of, I know you're transcendental, but still you've been showing us that despite challenges to your body, you were serving Sri Radha Damodar incessantly. You and Sri Guru Mata were serving uninterruptedly. And it is said, Kapila Muni says to Devahuti, Mother Devahuti, there's Mad Guna Shruti Matrena Mai Sarva Guhashaya Manogatir Avicchinnayata Gangam Bhasom Budhav. That just as Ganga flows uninterrupted towards the ocean, I see your devotion to Srila Prabhupada and Sri Radha Damodar flows incessantly. And you teach us by this example that material miseries and material interruptions cannot check your bhakti. Every time I read that in the scriptures, I see you as a practical demonstration of those instructions, Srila Gurudeva. And on this auspicious occasion, I sincerely, humbly beg that I have so many anarthas, and I beg the mercy so that I can overcome my anarthas and follow your instructions very sincerely, and take every word that you teach us. Every time when I hear you, he says, every thought, word, and deed. That word always hits me. And the second word that hits me is go deep, deep, deep in Krishna consciousness. These two sentences always hits my heart. Going deep, 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 like swimming deeper into bhakti, and always remembering Krishna, every thought, word, and deed. So I seek your blessings to always remember these instructions and follow these instructions in my life, Srila Gurudeva. And thank you for the opportunity to speak these few words for my own purification. Thank you, Srila Gurudeva. Srila Gurudeva ki jai. Vyasa Puja Maha Mahotsav ki jai.
By hearing the other devotees, many things was coming to my consciousness. I am very thankful to all of you that you came here and to support the Gurudev's Vyasa Puja. And I am very thankful that he was dedicating his life to Srila Prabhupada's mission. And I really feel that he very mercifully saved me from this hellish material world. Actually, Srila Gurudev is an amazing person. He's he's completely dedicating his life to Guru and Krishna. Actually, we in our life, we thinking that different successes is our goal of life, just like having house on the Black Sea or be very rich or have a followers. But actually, success in life is to attract Krishna. And by association, I had association with Prabhupada's disciples and yes, his gurus. But specifically for me, he's the best connection with Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. And success in life is to become Krishna Priya, dear to Krishna. And we have Vishnu Priya Mataji, Guru Mataji ki jai. And we have also Gurudev, which is very dear to Krishna. By association with Gurudev, we can feel actually very easily. I was very fortunate 2-3 days before to have a few hours personally with Gurudev. And this was the best time in my life actually. It's just speaking for some things like the cows in Vrindavan and for the things like this. Actually, Krishna can be attracted only by pure devotional service. Gurudev, he very much presents himself as a humble servant of Prabhupada, but actually we can see how he is preaching without stop. They having with Guru Mataji 3 online classes every day, and not only they are very much selfless. They don't have much expectations. I remember Bulgaria is actually, or Europe is one of the smallest place, and Bulgaria is even one of the smallest country in Europe. And actually, my home especially is even not, we live even outside the small village in Bulgaria. And Gurudev and Guru Mataji mercifully came and was supporting me in so many ways. instruction. Even I have made so many masses during the years. They have given guidance and mercy and their love, and without expecting. Bulgaria is a poor country generally; it's very poor, but they come and give their love, and by these qualities of constant and selfless service, Krishna is attracted by Srila Gurudev. This is actually the most important in life. Otherwise, we can make many things, but the most important is to develop Krishna consciousness. Therefore, I feel very fortunate to be with all of you and to have a Srila Gurudev as my spiritual master. And I wish that Gurudev's desire will be fulfilled. Whole world to become Krishna conscious as soon as possible. Ki Jai! And actually, this to happen, I was thinking, this to happen, we have to become like him. Actually, we are wrong that this didn't happen. Actually, Srila Prabhupada, he explained that if all the devotees in ISKCON they become very much dedicated to Prabhupada's mission and work together as a team, for 18 days the whole world can become Krishna conscious, and we all can go back to home, back to Godhead very soon. And therefore we have to pray to Krishna and to fall down in the lotus feet of the pure devotees and to try to become like them. And then we can become successful in our life, and we can be fit to spread Krishna consciousness all the world. Shri Gurudeva Ki Jai.
We are very thankful to you to always taking care of our spiritual journey. We are neophyte devotees, and you always say in your classes that you are neophyte devotee. But it's actually, we understand that instruction is actually for us to actually rise above the neophyte platform. From the past 3 years, due to a pandemic, we were not able to see you and Guru Mata. But we were very, very fortunate to attend your daily Bhagavatam classes and Guru Mata's classes. And that was the only pillar of spiritual life that actually kept us going during the pandemic period. The temples were closed. There was no devotee association. And so there was every chance of falling down from whatever little Krishna consciousness we had. But those Bhagavatam classes gave the strength to survive in Krishna consciousness during those difficult periods. And I think it's only by great fortune that I was regularly attending your and Guru Mata's classes. And that kept me going in Krishna consciousness. Without those classes, I would have gone back into the material existence again. Gurudev, many times you say that we have to become pure devotee, and pure devotional services with every thought, word and deed at all times, place and circumstances, pleasing to Guru and Krishna. So sometimes I'm not able to understand that how to actually implement this instruction which you give us. But when I get an opportunity to stay in your and Guru Mata's service, I actually see a real example of what actually it means to engage 24 by 7 with every thought, words and deeds at all times, place and circumstances in Krishna consciousness. So by seeing your example, by seeing Guru Mata's example, practically every moment of your life is in Krishna consciousness. So whenever we get to spend a private time with you and Guru Mata, that's all about Krishna consciousness and nothing else. How to elevate ourselves in Krishna consciousness and how to make the whole world Krishna conscious. So these moments, these examples, you show us by example that the instruction you give us that how to become a pure devotee is not just in words. It can be achieved by each and every one of us. Just by your example, we can see it. So we are very, very grateful that we are very, very fortunate to have your association and Guru Mata's association. I don't know what pious activity I might have done in my previous births that I got association of Gurudev and Guru Mata. I make so many mistakes in my services, and Gurudev and Guru Mata just tolerate it. And the only problem is I never learn from those mistakes, and the mistakes keep on happening again and again. all I can say is, Srila Gurudev, thank you very much. Thank you for being our spiritual father. Thank you, Guru Mata, being our spiritual mother. Please continue chastising me again and again with heavily. So one day I can become the disciple which you and Gurudev actually want me to become. And I don't stay just a basket case, which Gurudev many times says. Thank you very much, Srila Gurudev. Thank you, Guru Mata. Srila Gurudev ki jai. Vyasa Puja Mahotsav ki jai.
Even if I speak something with mistakes, please forgive me. Actually, I was born in a so-called Vaishnava family, but I did not know anything about Krishna. I know about Krishna, but I did not know about why we have to worship Krishna, who we are. Nothing I knew. Somehow by Krishna's mercy, when I was browsing in the internet, I got connected to Ultimate Self-Realization course. It is all Krishna's mercy. And I started reading his thoughts for the day regularly. Daily morning when I go to office, first thing I open the computer and check his mails, and then only I do any other work. That was how I was attracted to the Ultimate Self-Realization course. This is because I was wondering when I was somewhat sick or something like that. They in South we were asked to go to so many temples, so many demigod temples. You do this offering to Rahu, this offering to Ketu, you do this to sun planet, all planets temple. I was wondering why the astrologer is not asking me to go to Krishna, because I was directed to go to various temples to ask something material. Me and my husband went the trip. I was wondering why they are not asking me to ask something to Krishna. Then somehow from the childhood days that is there, that I like Krishna, but I did not know he is Supreme Personality of Godhead or whatever. Somehow, luckily, I found a book, and there I read, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Then, okay, why nobody is telling in South, whoever I'm associating, why they are not telling me this? I went to Shiva temple. I asked, why they are not telling me to go to Krishna temple? I went to this temple, that is everything. Mentally, I was asking, whenever I go where. Finally, when I opened Srila Gurudev's mails, he first taught me, Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We ask material things from demigods, but pure love of Godhead can be given only by Krishna. This is I learned from him. I was so much attracted to this course. Then initially when I was practicing, my husband is right now sitting there. I did not tell him because he was afraid of this material world. He was seeing many bogus gurus maybe. So I did not tell him anything. I was very confidentially doing my bhakti. Then somehow with some friends in my office, I came to the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. I told him that I'm going on an office trip somewhere. And then I came and first mercy was given by Guru Mataji. Some devotees in Delhi, I did not know what to do. I was just I was just stunned by seeing Gurudev and Guru Mataji. I came from Delhi to Vrindavan. I saw them in MVT ashram. They were not there, they were in restaurant. So then I went there. I saw and I stunned. I did not know. Then my friends who are devotees in Delhi, they told, see, first offer your obeisances. Then I offered obeisances. Then I saw Guru Mataji. Then I told her, Guru Mataji, at that time I was not wearing neck beads. Would you like to bless and offer? Then she tied this. So I am becoming her dog. I want to be her puppy always, life after life. Oh, she taught me in and out. Like, she will not come and teach me Guru Vandana, you have to do this. But I used to see how she cooks, how she offers obeisance, how she worships Shri Radha Damodar. Everything is so perfectly done. I cannot even stand before her or Srila Gurudev. It is her own costless mercy that slowly, I did not even know how to read Bhagavatam verse. She always encourages me when we used to have lectures in Delhi temple. She used to make me to recite. So in that way, then she used to, Tulasi Puja, I did not know how to do. She used to reserve a place for me and she will come here, Guru Vandana. I did not do anything. Everything in and out in Krishna consciousness, Guru Mataji only taught me. So I'm very, very thankful. I do not know how to express my gratitude. And by reading Gurudev's literatures, which is exactly what Prabhupada is teaching, I could understand Prabhupada's teaching very nicely by reading his mails. Though I thought that we should spread this throughout the whole world. So we started this just like that, seeing some Delhi devotees, we got this encouragement and we started this book publishing service, and we collected lectures which is transcribed by devotees, and then we started publishing book. So every Vyasa Puja, with this all costless mercy of Gurudev and Guru Mataji, we are trying to release some book to spread Krishna consciousness. Another great thing is, I am not at all qualified. My husband somehow, Guru Mataji, once I went to Austin to my brother's place. I went to Columbus to my brother's place, but I said I want to go to Austin. I am in America. Gurudev, Guru Mataji are in America, so I want to go. So my husband did not. He was so, oh no, I will not come, etc. He said, my brother took me. Then Guru Mataji said, where is your husband? Bring him. So he came there. By seeing Guru Mataji, just transformation happened. Like generally, why he has to listen? Guru Mataji said, chant 16 rounds. From that day, he is chanting 16 rounds. Though he was not following, he still says, why I should take up this Krishna consciousness? I am somehow in South, we are following whatever. He was too much into that. But when Guru Mataji said, somehow he felt that he has to obey Guru Mataji. So he was chanting 16 rounds. By his mercy only, because 2006 I got introduced to Srila Gurudev's course. 2009 I got first initiation. So to get initiation, they were very strict, because I was the first disciple in Delhi. So they did not know, or something more strict. For other disciples it is less. For me, more strict. They have to, are you following this? Are you reading this? What is your husband? So many questions. But still, it is all costless mercy. So how I could do it is because, how I could follow all the 4 regulative principles is because my husband, without knowingly, indirectly, he was supporting me. So all this is nicely recognized by Guru Mataji, and she gave special mercy. And another, I could say, it is what to say, sometimes the mercy flows just breaking the roof. That happened now. On October 10th, Guru Mataji clearly said, as soon as she landed, that he has to get initiated. I did not know. Actually, recently from Delhi, I am transferred to Chennai. So Chennai temple, I have not fully started associating. So I was wondering how I am going to do that. So then I thought, somehow I have to follow Guru Mataji's instructions. So somehow I contacted Chennai temple, but they are still not knowing me only. And I thought, let me talk to Noida temple, because based on Guru Mataji's mercy, he was also doing some small services that time when we were in Noida. Delhi, then we were in Noida. There he was to during Janmashtami, he used to do service, and he used to support me in book distribution. Actually, he says, but he is a better book distributor than me. I don't know how to speak, but he doesn't speak. By seeing him, many people come and take books. When I have an experience when we went out for book distribution, or in our society we had Harinam. That time also he used to stand there near the book table. Somehow people will come and buy. So in that way, he was transformed fully by Srimati Guru Mataji. And to the surprise, Noida temple gave the letter also, recommendation letter. I was so surprised. It is a great shock for him also. What? I got recommendation? Then yesterday, Srila Gurudev accepted him at his lotus feet, and he is Revati Nandan Das now. Though we both are highly unqualified, we are just lying in trash. It is they picked up, and they are making us to stand erect, and they are asking us, showing us the way how to walk in Krishna consciousness. Then another thing, I just want to tell a small story, and there is a small gift here for all of you. So the story starts like this. A person is very miserable in this ocean, and he's trying to struggle, he's helpless, he's not able to swim of himself. There, a person comes in a ship, and he throws a life buoy. Come on, take it. And I have come here to rescue, take this life buoy. Oh, this life buoy, I cannot. It is just hard work for me. How can I hold on this life buoy? Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, they are giving mercy, throwing life buoy, take it, but it is hard work. Oh, I cannot, it is so mechanical, I cannot take it. So this is how is happening to us. We conditioned soul are struggling in this, and they are causeless, they are suffering their causeless mercy. What is that life buoy? They are giving this 4 regulatory principles, and they are saying us, giving us a holy name to chant nicely. But what are we doing? We are still holding to our own Kali, which is sitting in the heart, and we say, oh, this holding the life buoy is difficult. So we want to just get caught in these waves and stay there only. We don't want to come. This is what is happening, but still Gurudev and Guru Mataji are dragging, come. How many times they say, Guru Mataji used to say, wake up, in all classes. Still we are sleeping souls. Wake up. This is, it keeps ringing. Actually, I have so many things to say about Guru Mataji and Srila Gurudev. Guru Mataji though I am missing her very much, I'm now in Chennai, but every place in my house now, oh, Guru Mataji doesn't like this vegetable. I always meditate on how she does. My altar is not at all clean. How great. As soon as I entered Vrindavan after 3 years, I'm seeing Guru Mataji. I saw Radha Damodar. Oh Krishna, if she ever comes to my house, she will not even like to step into my house because my altar is so, I do not know what to explain. So at least I should pray to them, and with their mercy I should try to improve. So now I'll come back to the story. So we conditioned souls are struggling. So this, all his teachings have been compiled, and he has given a formula: tune in, turn on, and bliss out. This is consolidated nectar. See, you can see Srila Gurudev's picture, how meditative he is. So tuning in Krishna consciousness, he's demonstrating. Okay, so he's demonstrating this, and we apply this. We turn on. Okay, we apply this. Turn on. Take this instruction seriously. Apply this, and the result is we will become blissful like Gurudev. Krishna consciousness is very blissful. So we have to take up this process, and this is very simple, very simple. It is not a very big book. Anybody can read this book. It is for all, common for all. Only thing what we have to do is, this time we have published with our own publisher, Invinsa Publishing. Right now also everyone can go into it. There is an online link where you can log in right now. It is, where is that? Sorry, I'm so unorganized. I wrote it and kept. I have in my mobile. So if you right now click, you can donate. The book will reach you. You need not now, not that we have to you give me the Lakshmi, then I give it to Gurudev. Just as you click it, the book will reach your house. The donation will go to Austin Temple. Please help us to build the Austin Temple, which is upcoming temple. So all these donations will go to Austin Temple, book distribution donations. So kindly, there are some books there. Please take this book, and this link I'll just tell you. It is, you can note down, mybook.to/bliss out. B is capital, O is capital. Right now you can do that. I have also communicated this link in the group. If you just click, you can immediately buy the book, and the donation will immediately reach. Today being Vyasa Puja, we have to do in huge quantity. This book should move around huge quantity. You can communicate this link to others also. So in that way we can distribute this nectar which we have received from Gurudev to all over the world. This is actually special mercy, and this is the highest welfare. So if we want to do highest welfare to the human society, so let us do this right now. Dheeraj Shetty, Bhakta Dheeraj Shetty Prabhu can help to just click the link and get the book for yourself. So thank you very much. Jai Srila Gurudev, Jai Srimati Guru Mataji. Hare Krishna.
नमावं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते शङ्करशन् दास अधिकारी इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुग प्रेममूर्ति कृपात्मने गौरदेशाविकाशार्थ उत्तम भक्तिवर्षिणे. Srila Gurudeva, Please accept our humble obeisances on behalf of the devotees from Tamil Nadu. All glories unto your glorious lotus feet. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. We are indeed blessed to have attend this Vyasa Puja, 75th Vyasa Puja here in Vrindavan Dham. It is said that Mukham Kharoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurun Dinatharinam. So actually, we are in fact fools passing by as educated people. We are actually lame people thinking that we are achieving so many things. We are actually dumb, blabbering, thinking that we are speaking some important things. And this being the case, you are very kind enough to remind us the message of Srila Prabhupada. Your dramatic description of Punar Musiko Bhava. So it's very wonderful and dramatic how you describe that all your so-called opulences, all your so-called intelligence and things like that will just fade away if you don't take up the process of Krishna consciousness. You are very kindly distributing the message of Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu all over the world, revolutionizing this Krishna consciousness movement and preaching through internet, which you have introduced actually in fact more than 2 decades ago itself. You have imbibed the mood of Srila Prabhupada actually to deliver the whole universe, but actually in fact you say that it is not only the whole universe, it is the whole material world. So that is your desire. And Srila Gurudeva, we are eternally indebted to you for saving us from the clutches of Maya. Actually, to be precise, you are saving us from our own foolishness by clinging on to the illusory glare of this material world. We express our indebtedness by following your orders of Bahir Narsimo, Hridaya Narsimo. So we will humbly try to attempt to clean our hearts and assist you in our world preaching mission. And if that means to take birth after birth in saving the fallen conditioned souls from all of this material existence, we will kindly oblige to that. So thank you very much for engaging us in this wonderful Krishna consciousness movement. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti-Sankarshan Das Adhikari Niti Namine Namo Prabhupada Anuga Prema Murti Kripatmane Gaura Desha Vikashata Uttama Bhakti Varsini. I offer my humble obeisances at the lotus feet of my spiritual master Srila Sankarshan Das Adhikari. He is very dear servant of Krishna in this world, and having taken fully shelter at his lotus feet. O follower of Prabhupada, O personification of Prema, I offer my obeisances to you, the embodiment of mercy, who showers pure bhakti to spread the order of Lord Chaitanya. Dear Srila Gurudev, on this most auspicious day of your birthday, I wish you many, many returns of the day. I'm happy that the auspicious time of your Vyasa Puja has come again, and it is my greatest pleasure to take the opportunity to offer you my best wishes. From the core of my heart, I pray that you always be in good health while you are tirelessly continuing your preaching activities on such exhausting, constant travel all around the world. It is for me an amazing example of immense determination and loving dedication to your dear spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Gurudev, when I look at your day-to-day life, I don't see any single moment wasted. All your activities are completely focused on how to spread Krishna consciousness to the fallen soul. You simply serve and glorify the Lord by your every deed, and in this way you are tirelessly holding the torch for us and shedding the light on our path. Your deeply touching thoughts of the day are my daily inspiration. Srila Gurudev, thank you so much for giving me the chance by accepting me under your shelter and allowing me to become a member of this wonderful spiritual family with so many amazing brothers and sisters, and above all, you and Guru Mata as my loving father and mother. on this most auspicious day of your Vyasa Puja, I pray to you to please bless me so that I always remember Krishna and that I acquire the ability not to waste time for useless things, but to concentrate always fully on Krishna conscious activities. Please bless me, Srila Gurudev, so that I always remain in the association of devotees and constantly engage in the mission of Lord Chaitanya by serving the Vaishnavas, you and Srila Prabhupada, and helping you in your mission of spreading Srila Prabhupada's mercy among the suffering beings. Your daughter, Archana Siddhi Devi Dasi.
I'm getting such opportunity to be here in Vrindavan during your Vyasa Puja. It's unbelievable how my life changed after I met you. I was just ordinary street boy living in just as an ordinary person, like gray life. And when I met you and Guru Mataji, from the same day, my life changed completely. When I came back from the first class I met you, I felt that you entered my heart, and it was kind of a little scary. Since I didn't know anything about Krishna consciousness, I just was hearing the class, which I didn't understood. And what I liked, it was the kirtan. First time I was listening, and I felt the happiness in my heart. I was very careful about all religion things. I was very skeptical about religion. But when I met you and Guru Mata, I didn't have any rejection in my heart. It was immediately, wow, this is amazing. And when I came back, I sat on my computer, some computer games, and I felt you in my heart. And I started a conversation. You started preaching me after the class when I came back to home, and I was scared how this person, like, he's seeing what I'm seeing, he's hearing me and he's speaking with me, how it's possible. And you was explaining to me about 4 regulative principles, how it is important. And not knowing anything about regulative principles, I stood up, went to my mother, and I said, finish. I'm not eating meat anymore. Don't bite me anymore. So then I started chanting. But since I didn't have association with devotees, I felt that I cannot go further. I was stuck. I didn't know where to go, what to do. And then this Ultimate Self-Realization course was very helpful. I could write you and ask for further guidance, because you came to Lithuania for a few days and then left, and I was kind of a little stuck. But then I approached you through email, which is extremely was helpful to get guidance through internet. How should I do? How should I study and practice Krishna consciousness? Then what should I do in my vacation time? You said I should get association of devotees, so I went first time to the temple. And then I remember I was against struggling, and I got to know that you're coming again after half a year. So every half a year was like a booster, such amazing, powerful inspiration every time you come back. So Srila Gurudev used to travel twice a year all over the world. So twice a year you visited, twice or 3 times even sometimes, Lithuania, and it was like a life-saving year. So, and even if I was in a trouble and I didn't know what to do, then you used to come to my dream. Like in example, I was little perplexed. Should I choose you as my spiritual master, or how to choose spiritual master? So you came to my dream. It was a winter, and I was dreaming winter. I was with my material friends. We was walking together, and some Russian military people started chasing us. And all my friends disappeared. I was alone, running from Russian army. And I tripped, and they came to kill me. And then when one person came in and said, leave this person alone, I will take him. So this KGB person's taken me to the big tower. I was walking up to the tower, and they opened the door, and you were sitting on something similar like this Vyasasana, and you said, "Don't worry, everything will be all right." And I woke up. So I understood this is actually, you are my spiritual master. And I'm very, very grateful. Srila Gurudeva ki!
Krishna Preshthaya Bodhale Srimade Sankarshan Das Adhikari Dinamine Namo Prabhupada Prema Murti Krabhadmane Gauradesh Vigashartha Uttam Bhakti Vashne Srila Gurudev ki jai. Srila Gurudev, we are very much inspired by your unwavering enthusiasm. Srila Gurudev got the first instruction from Srila Prabhupada that I can see you are a very enthusiastic boy. If you can continue as such, surely Krishna will bless you. So I got in touch with Srila Gurudev through internet. That is how I came to ISKCON. Then in 2006, then regularly in my emails, the thought for the day will come. Sometimes I may read, I not. But after 1 or 2 years, I found that he's sending regular mails. How enthusiastically he is sending the mails. So in one lecture, I heard about that. A neophyte devotee is fighting with his conditionings, but an advanced devotee is fighting with his material circumstances. So in this last 51 years, I can see that Srila Gurudev has so much enthusiasm that he has overcome all material circumstances, and his enthusiasm is continuously increasing and his services are continuously increasing. I can also experience that his words are so much infused with this enthusiasm. Whenever I feel morose or little lacking in Krishna consciousness, just by hearing his lectures, I can maintain my sadhana and enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness. So it's my a humble advice, if anyone can hear Srila Gurudev's lecture continuously, they can always keep their enthusiasm in Krishna consciousness. And Srila Gurudev, thank you very much, Srila Gurudev, for accepting me as a dust in your lotus feet. So, thank you very much, Srila Gurudev. Thank you very much. Srila Gurudev Vyasa Puja Mahotsav ki jai.
You will speak on behalf of Delhi devotees. But I remembered one instruction which my Guru Maharaj has given me. He has given me a lot of instructions, but I am just managing to only follow the basics because I am just a beginner in Krishna consciousness. So there are so many wonderful exalted devotees here who can speak their realizations much more than me. But this opportunity today here on the special Vyasa Puja Day, 75th Vyasa Puja Day of my Guru Maharaj, I will never forget. So he came to my office in 2015, September, and I asked my Guru Maharaj, how should I introduce you? He said, speak from your heart. So I said, I will try. So here today, I am just going to speak from my heart. Those very things that touched me about his personality. So one of that is tolerance. So this was so many years ago when I was very enthusiastic in Krishna consciousness, and I learned that by serving one spiritual master, one can make great progress. So I came to my Guru Maharaj. I'm very puffed up person, very proud of small gifts that God has given me. So I used to think I can do very nice massage. So I came to Gurudev and said, I want to give you a massage. He said, okay. And then he sat. I kept on pressing. I didn't even watch his face. I thought I'm doing a wonderful job. But later on, when I saw his face, he was writhing in pain and he was not even speaking a word. I asked Guru Maharaj, is it paining? Then he said yes. So he is so tolerant and he will not even tell us that, what service you are doing is actually a disservice. So every time I've seen, whenever I go to him and say I can do some service, he will very happily take that service, but ultimately it's a disservice that I was doing to him. Another time, this is about his most merciful nature. So once I was in Vrindavan, so we are called weekend devotees. So we come on Saturdays and we go on Sunday evenings. So one Sunday when I was here, Guru Maharaj said, next weekend when you come, I will take you to Yamuna. And there will be lot many more devotees, and so we'll all go on Yamuna ride. So on Wednesday I saw from his daily emails that he has already gone to Yamuna with so many devotees. So next weekend when I came, I asked Guru Maharaj, you told that you are going to take us to Yamuna, but you already have taken so many devotees. Oh yeah, I remember. I will take you. And then he took me alone to Yamuna. So that was a very, very personal experience. We were walking all the way to Yamuna. There was no rickshaws in those days. And he was talking to me a lot of things. And one of the things is he asked whether you have entered Vrindavan. I said, yes, I am in Vrindavan. I am walking with you in Vrindavan. Then he said, no, entering Vrindavan means to give up all material desires. And that's something which I have never given up so far. I have never entered Vrindavan. It's only by your mercy, I think someday I will be able to enter Vrindavan. There's so many times I've seen, everybody knows him as a very, very strict preacher of Krishna consciousness. His standards are very, very high. My Guru Mataji also. They are no nonsense people. There's no beating around the bush. You go there, you get very heavy. But I am the only one, I think, my Guru Maharaj or Guru Mataji has never been heavy with. So I have never been chastised. I have never been tested. Because I think I am very hopeless. So they felt that this person, if I chastise, he should improve and come to some level. He may not come, so better give him only love. So all the affection and love is what I have received from them. And I pray on this very special, auspicious 75th Vyasa Puja day that I do become qualified to be chastised by my Guru Mataji and Srila Gurudev. There's so many things I wanted to speak, but I know this is time is very limited, so I will stop here, and I pray for the mercy of my spiritual master to continuously progress on this Krishna conscious path. Thank you very much, Gurudev.
It is said that even a dumb man can speak and a lame man can cross the ocean by the mercy of Guru. Having seen the spontaneous devotion of my God brothers and how they are showing their love and affection to you, I felt I don't have that. I've just very formally written you an offering. In front of everybody, I'm nothing. However, I will try to glorify you. You came out of your compassion to Sydney, and we did not even give you proper reception. Sometimes I came late to pick you up. You tolerated all of that, you and Srimati Guru Mata. And through that, you started my spiritual journey. And here, exactly in the land of Vrindavan, you allowed me to serve you in the same MVT quarters where it's even hard to get in now. There, 10 years ago, you gave me that golden opportunity with few other God brothers to come and serve you. I still remember the memories of getting all the minute corrections, and how in the first couple of days I couldn't keep up with the services of cleaning the house, washing your clothes. You told me how to clean the rug, how you told me you came out of the house and then you told this is how you clean. And first couple of days I was like totally hopeless. The quality of service was very low. I was late. You tolerated all of that, and you patiently taught me all the minute details, and still I wonder how I am able to do deity worship to Sri Sri Radha Damodar just for the night dressing. It is so complicated, but learning over the years and years together, and plus your mercy and tolerance, I'm doing a little bit of service to the deities. This time your mercy manifested through the love and affection of the God family, which they showed, in a strange incident, even going to a remote part in South India, in Kerala, just to get the darshan of the deities was made easier by your mercy. People were standing in big lines, but then I was, along with the God family, was taken through in a quick way. That's when I realized, yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado, yasya aprasadan nagati kutopi. So if you get the mercy of the spiritual master, then only you can get the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, you are hopeless. I can never repay the debt that I owe to you, because whatever ability that I have to pay you back is also by your grace. So the more I try to pay this back, the more I become indebted. So on this day, I beg that I get the intense Guru Bhakti that you have towards Srila Prabhupada, a portion of it. So thank you, Srila Gurudev. And by this attachment is the only way that I can fulfill my spiritual desires. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Also from Australia. So when Adi Purusha Prabhu spoke, I assumed safely that I will not have to speak. So I'm quite actually speechless and overwhelmed. Overwhelmed, Srila Gurudev, is that how I'm feeling at the moment. And I think that's how I summarized my last 5 days in Vrindavan. Absolutely overwhelming experience and realizations. Separation, Vapu separation from you for the last 2 to 3 years, I can embarrassingly admit that it kind of stagnated my bhakti and maybe even went down. That enthusiasm, that motivation possibly was slackening, and I'm not hesitating to admit that publicly. But the last 5 days has been absolutely rejuvenating. Association and presence of, just the mere presence of yourself and Guru Mata, oh my goodness, it has just rejuvenated the Madhvananda. That might not have been Madhvananda actually for the last 3 years. So from the core of my heart, I thank you for the time. And reflecting, I was 50-50 to come to your Vyasa Puja or not. And one stage it actually became 90-10, 90% sure that I was not coming. There were so many commitments and so many excuses. And again, oh my Krishna, I shudder to think the consequences if I had not come. I'm just grateful that the Lord gave me the intelligence to make the decision to come and participate in the Vyasa Puja. And this 75th Vyasa Puja is an occasion that I will not forget for the rest of my life and lives in the future. There's so much to say, but time is limited, so I'm going to stop here, and I'm just looking forward to more seva to you and Guru Mata when I see you soon in Melbourne. But for now, on the 75th occasion of your Vyasa Puja, Srila Gurudev, I promise you, no matter what, ups and downs, trials and tribulations in life, I will not leave you. And please don't leave me as well. Thank you, Srila Gurudev.
let me even be part of this Vyasa Puja. Because there were so many different instances where I knew for sure that it is just a thought process. It's not something that's going to actually execute. But at the same time, there was a desire, and sure enough, the reciprocation from Srila Gurudev and Guru Mata made it possible because I had the desire. And that is what Srila Gurudev and Guru Mata has been training, especially for every one of us. But I obviously thought it was for me in person or over the classes as well. And the reasoning behind that was because I'm trying to be sincere, but sure, they see that there is no qualification. But as it is said, I heard this quite a few times, that services are the means and the end of devotional service or devotional path. So with that desire, I came here, and sure enough, again, there was a lot of reciprocation. So I'm seeing the live proof of Krishna consciousness in action. And I only have to thank Srila Gurudev and Guru Mata for that. It is said in Srila Prabhupada's books many times that interpretation is not needed, or if it is, then it is only to clarify the subject matter. And that is the same what I find from the instructions coming from Srila Gurudev and Guru Mata, that they are just acting as a transparent via medium in a literal sense, and the reciprocation is both the ways, as we just heard in the lecture by Srila Prabhupada when Gurudev played it, that he started with the mango example coming down, or analogy about the mango coming down, but also going again back up. So it's a two-way stream. I'm sure about Guru being quite merciful, but hopefully I can just take his mercy. That is the only prayer on this Vyasa Puja. Thank you, Srila Gurudev, for being on this earth. And thank you, Guru Mata, for guiding us on the right path. Hare Krishna.
Srila Gurudev Vyasa Puja Mahamahotsav ki, Srila Guru Mataji ki. So it is my greatest fortune, and I feel this is greatest mercy of the Lord in my life, that these wonderful personalities are the gift the Lord has given. Lord has given every opportunity to perfect the life, and this is the greatest proof that they are present here to give their causeless mercy. In fact, this word causeless mercy, I was hearing it and reading it in many places. What is causeless mercy? And sometimes it becomes very simple word, causeless mercy. But then the true meaning of causeless mercy, I could, at least have some reflections when I met Srila Gurudev and Guru Mataji. I am not a Diksha disciple, but definitely I think I am getting more love than the Diksha disciples. I am getting this Vyasa Puja. I was expected to travel for some office meetings, and I just got a call from Mataji, and it was difficult. I was thinking, how will I cancel or how will I manage? But Mataji said, I want you to be here. And that was all. It became so simple. I just sent a message to my boss and he said, all right. So it became so simple. Just to try to, get their mercy, Krishna arranges everything. Whenever I think of Guru Maharaj and Guru Mataji, the first reflection I feel is that they are truly Srila Prabhupada's man. So there are so many things which which make everyone feel that they are Srila Prabhupada's true representatives. One thing is the philosophical, clarity and the discourses. So we have a book, Perfect Question, Perfect Answers, but I think every Ultimate Self-Realization course letterhead is actually a perfect question, perfect answer book. So with so much of clarity and to the point, representing Srila Prabhupada's teaching as it is. Maharaj gave one lecture in our center, and I was asking the young boys, how was it? And they said, we're completely bold. Just hearing Maharaj read, it was so strong, and it was so clear, and it was just what Srila Prabhupada says. Another thing I feel, why so much strongly feel that truly representing Srila Prabhupada is carrying that strong mission to give Krishna consciousness to everyone across the world. And this always makes me think of the incident when once Guru Maharaj and Guru Mataji were traveling, and it was in the flight. And I read this in one of the Ultimate Realization course maybe 10 years back, but I never forget this. And Maharaj was replying to the mails. So there was no internet, but he was replying to all the mails. And, the assistant there, the air hostess, she came and asked, everyone is taking rest. It is such a long flight, but I am seeing that you are working throughout the flight. And Maharaj said, by the end of the journey, there were 60 mails in my outbox. So that is the tireless devotion and dedication. Every moment to be used in Srila Prabhupada's mercy, to spread Srila Prabhupada's mission, and to reach out to every conditioned soul. And I also remember one incident when Guru Maharaj and Guru Mataji came to Greater Noida Center, and he was having some challenge with some skin infection. And I clearly remember, so Maharaj was using some ice packs to keep his body cool. And this was one ice pack set, and there was one waiting and one in the refrigerator. So 3 ice packs he has to use in a couple of hours. And still, so I was thinking maybe why should Maharaj take so much trouble, but his enthusiasm to come and preach, despite all those, anything which can make it impossible, Maharaj's strong determination to preach Srila Prabhupada's message makes everything possible. Srila Prabhupada says, impossible, this word in full action. So Maharaj has proved that there is nothing which can stop him from preaching Krishna consciousness. And also, one of the, Ultimate Self-Realization course I was reading, Maharaj is always talking about the whole world becoming Krishna consciousness. And I was wondering, how is it even possible, the whole world can become? But then I was thinking, so much strong faith. So these are the people who carry that faith and who give that faith. So Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomara shakti ache, ami to kangal, Krishna Krishna boli, dhai tava pache pache. So Maharaj is carrying so much faith, and just by his having that faith, he can distribute that faith to everyone. So we are so very blessed to have his personal association, and great fortune for me. His Grace Srila Sankarshan Das Adhikari Maharaj ki jai, Srila Guru Mata ki jai.
Of the psychosis of this civilization.
divine intervention, providing an answer for every question. Not only preach but practice the essence of bhakti-yoga, living the life of Satchidananda. A true servant to the kings of bhakti, flying the skies on the wings of Shakti. Dissipating darkness, that is the purpose. God, that God is a person. Dissipating darkness. Dissipating darkness.
Dear Srila Gurudev, please accept my humble obeisance at the dust of your divine lotus feet. All glories to you and Guru Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthayo Bhutale Srimate Sankarshan Adhikari iti namine Namo Prabhupada Hunugo Prema Murti Kripatmane Gauru Adesha Vikashartha Uttama Bhakti Parishana. So though I have written a formal offering which I have already submitted online, I would like to share from the recent their visit in Kolkata. So during their visit on 14th of October, their grace visited Kolkata directly from Mayapur, traveling for around 4 hours of journey through a very bumpy roads, and they reached Kolkata in the afternoon time, and then they visited the Ultodanga Junction, where Srila Prabhupada first met his spiritual master, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and from there they were supposed to visit Prabhupada's birthplace, but due to the rain they were not able to visit. So they visited the hotel where they were supposed to stay. So while going from Ultodanga Junction to hotel, Srila Gurudev came to know, actually though I have written emails, he was having some physical difficulty, having pain in the foot. He may have forgotten, or like he said that, and then Guru Mataji told him that there is a lecture program in the evening. So he was surprised, there is a lecture evening, but Gurudev said that I need some rest. And I could physically feel it, clearly feel it, that he was very much exhausted. So finally they reached the hotel, they stayed there, and the hotel condition was, though booked in a nice hotel, but hotel AC was not proper, it was chilled cold for them. Gurudev was shivering, Guru Mataji was also shivering, but the AC control was not happening, even though room service was there, room service could not fix it up. So finally they told me that you come up to pick me up, pick us at 5 o'clock. The program was scheduled at 5:30 p.m. So I could understand while going and coming down through lift, Gurudev was not able to walk properly because his left knee was paining like anything. But he said that okay. But so somehow they managed, even Guru Mataji was also very tired. So somehow they managed and they reached the preaching venue, and somehow he sat on the Vyasa. But when he sat on the Vyasa, it was completely different. He started preaching like a roaring lion, and that is what I felt, that this is what overcoming that physical limitations and entering into the transcendental realm. Mang avebichareno bhakti yogeno shivate shagunan samatittoitan. This shagunan samatittoitan we read from the book, but it remains as a bookish knowledge unless we see Srila Gurudev, how he overcome it. And when he preached in Kolkata, nobody could understand that he was having such a difficult pain. He was physically almost devastated. He needs rest. He was not able to speak, actually, supposed to not, but he overcome because as the program was scheduled. So he maintained, and I remember from this that I have read in Prabhupada Lilamrita also, and Prabhupada was also very sick, and one Pandal program was arranged by His Holiness Tamalke Shai Maharaj and Giriraj Shai Maharaj in Mumbai. And Prabhupada was very sick, he could not even stand. But somehow as the program was there, so many people were waiting. So they somehow, His Holiness Tamalke Shai Maharaj, His Holiness Giriraj Shai Maharaj, put Srila Prabhupada in the car and put him on the Vaishashan, and there also, their realization was also that Srila Prabhupada started roaring like a lion. So I remember that same incident, Srila Gurudev was like that he's completely representing his spiritual master and following his Guru as it is. And he is also instructing us in the same line that we should follow Srila Prabhupada. Finally, without further taking my time, I would like to quote one very important instruction that is coming from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Actually, this before quoting that, I need to give some brief background that though Srila Gurudev had started the online preaching long ago, 2 decades ago, and this online preaching in the ISKCON mainstream has entered during this COVID period, but Srila Gurudev has started this long ago. But though he has started, but I have seen that in recent times, Srila Gurudev did not, was making the online videos much. YouTube videos were not made by Srila Gurudev. So I was astonished, what is happening? So, but I didn't got the courage to ask him. Maybe he has some other limitation, something. But when I came to this quote, I understood the answer. Actually, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has written this instruction in his Amrita Bani. One who gives personal instruction to each and every one does more for others than the platform speakers do. I repeat once again. One who gives personal instruction to each and every one does more for others than the platform speakers do. Generally, whatever platform speakers say cannot solve the problems of everyone in the audience, nor can it always benefit every individual. A person's defects are better rectified in a private tutorial class or private coaching than in a hearing in a school or college. Therefore, those who instruct particular persons separately can award them some more permanent spiritual nourishment. So this is what, this instruction when I heard, when I read, I remember only Srila Gurudev, because Srila Gurudev is doing a silent revolution through emails by replying one-to-one personal connection, and which is very much required. Now, even the GBC is talking about devotee care, how to take the devotees. So many devotees are joining in our ISKCON movement, but how to take care of them. We need caring spiritual masters. We need the caring spiritual mentors. And Srila Gurudev is doing it for not only for the Diksha disciple, for Shiksha disciple also. He is extending day and night. Day and night he is struggling a lot with his so many physical difficulties. Even when the program was announced that he was supposed to come, one day he was senseless in the Austrian ashram. We heard it, and we thought that maybe they will cancel the program because they are physically not so well. But he and Srimati Guru Mataji struggled a lot, and just to convince the fallen souls of this world according to the teachings of Srila Prabhupada. So with this, I would like to pray at the lotus feet of my spiritual master, His Divine Grace Sriman Sankarshan Das Adhikari, on this auspicious occasion of Vash Puja, that please bestow your mercy so that I can also carry forward the same spirit of preaching and same sadhana standard that you are setting an example. I am far behind from the sadhana standard that both of your grace have set up. But please pray, I would like to pray at your lotus feet that please give your mercy, your godless mercy, and so that I can continue my Krishna consciousness journey. Thank you so much, Srila Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu Srila. Now we would like to invite His Grace Premananda Prabhu from Maharashtra, Mumbai.
नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णाप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते शंकरशन दास अधिकारिण इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपदानुगा प्रेममूर्ति कृपात्मने गौरदेश विकासार्थ उत्तमा भक्तिवर्षिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं Yat kripatam aham vande Shri Guru Dinataranam. Ocean of divine qualities. That's the first thing comes to my mind when I hear Srila Gurudev speak about pure devotional service and exemplifying those qualities in his personal life and training the disciples as well as the students and his well-wishers to actually be engaged in pure devotional service. This is a very important thing which I got inspired by Srila Gurudev, because if any of us want to come out of the birth and death cycle, there has to be pure devotional service. And it is blissful. Srila Gurudev always says pure devotional service is blissful and the rest is miseries. If there's mixed devotion, it's also miserable because it's not satisfying the spirit soul which we all are. So if the spirit soul needs to be satisfied, Srila Gurudev mentions about pure devotional service. So I was inspired and I'm still inspired, and I eternally want to, desire to, and aspire to engage in pure devotional service. There are few more qualities which I really get inspired. I like Srila Gurudev's one exemplary quality is to think as an ideal person. Why think small? Everybody says, let's just do whatever we can. But why not try something which is impossible? And actually there's no thing as impossible, because Srila Prabhupada said impossible is a word in the Fool's Dictionary. So Srila Gurudev's this quality of being an idealistic person who is always thinking about how to grow the Krishna conscious movement, the ISKCON movement, so that people all over the world are attracted and come to engage in pure devotional service, so that all can be happy in their eternal life of full of knowledge, full of bliss and eternality. Today I humbly beg at the lotus feet of my Srila Gurudev, my eternal beloved spiritual master, who have taken shelter, and now that I'm an initiated devotee, I beg that I can actually get a drop of your qualities so that I can exemplify and glorify my spiritual master Srila Gurudev's name far and wide, because that will give me immense pleasure when my spiritual master names are glorified and people know that pure devotional service is the only way, and to get out of the birth and death cycle we must take to pure devotional service. So there are many things to talk, but I think time is limited, so I will keep myself constrained here. But thank you so much, Srila Gurudev, for giving me a chance and accepting me without qualification. But I promise on your most auspicious appearance day that I will give my best this lifetime to come to the stage of pure devotional service. Thank you, Gurudev.
Hare Krishna devotees, so we'll do the Pushpanjali, and we need to do actually 9 times. So once we do it, 3 in one time and 3 in second time, 3 in third time. So for now, I will say the prayers and you all have to repeat with me. Om Ajnanati Vrindasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupam Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sarvadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दास अधिकारी इति नामिने। नमो प्रभुपादानुगा प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौरदेश विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणे। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने। श्री वर्ष भानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्णा संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वला प्रेमाध्या श्री रूपानुगा भक्तिदा श्री गौरा करुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धापा सिद्धांता ध्वांता हारिणे। नमो गौर किशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्य मूर्तये विप्रलंबा रसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगावरायते गौराविर्भाय भूमस्थं भूमेश निर्देष्टा सज्जना प्रिया वैष्णवा सर्वभौमाः श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरातुषे नमः। पंचतत्वकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपा स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते। जयतं सुरतो पंगोर मम मंदा मतेर्गति मत्सर्वसा पदाम्भोजो राधा मदन मोहनो दिव्याद् वृंदाय दिव्याद् वृंदरण्याय कल्पाद्रुमदाः श्रीमद् रत्नागरा सिंहासनास्थो श्रीमद् राधा श्रीला गोविंद देवो प्रेस्थालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमन् रासरसाम्भि वांसी वटतटे स्थिता कर्षन् वेणु स्वनैर्गोपीर् गोपीनाथ श्रियेतु नः तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दास अधिकारी इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुगा प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौर देशे विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणे एष पुष्पांजलि एष पुष्पांजलि एष पुष्पांजलि जय श्रील गुरुदेव व्यास पूजा महोत्सव की नमो विष्णुपाद. Now we have to offer obeisances and we'll do 2 more times. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दास अधिकारी इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुगा प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौर देशे विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणे एष पुष्पांजलि एष पुष्पांजलि एष पुष्पांजलि. Please offer obeisances one more time. Okay. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दास अधिकारी इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुगा प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौर देशे विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणे एष पुष्पांजलि एष पुष्पांजलि एष पुष्पांजलि. So please offer your obeisances one more time. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते संकर्षण दास अधिकारी इति नामिने नमो प्रभुपादानुगा प्रेम मूर्ति कृपात्मने गौर देशे विकासार्थ उत्तम भक्ति वर्षिणे. श्रील गुरुदेव की जय. श्रील गुरुदेव की जय.